Hello, Brotherhood channel. If you don't mind momentarily ignoring the messy, kind of messy, not too bad, background that is the top of my bed. I am tired. I had a counseling session this morning at 11, and I went to sleep last night, or I guess this morning around 4 or so. It's still about 2 hours earlier than my normal 6 a.m., so yeah, I'm just tired. Hoping I can take a nap after this, but for that reason, I do apologize if I kind of am scatterbrained or a little rushed or anything like that. I'm going to try to make a good, solid video here, though. So, this week's topic is hair, and there's lots of different ways we can take this topic, but I wrote down a couple notes, little pointers, to kind of keep me on track, and hopefully I touch on everything I want to touch on. So, should have had this open to the notes page before I started this, but alright. Okay, so guess I'll start back to like my first major haircut that I had when I first started my trans journey, if you want to call it that. And my first haircut, I guess I still wasn't fully sure if I was trans or if that's kind of where things were going, but I always had long hair, pretty long hair. It's curly, it's always been curly, so it didn't look as long as it was when it was straight, or like straightened, but it was always pretty long. And I remember it was actually, I must have been 16, almost 17, or it just turned 17, but I was at a lake house with my girlfriend at the time, and that was when I had my first like kind of haircut where it was quite a bit shorter than before, and it was still kind of long. I'm going to try to add some pictures and editing, hopefully to help you guys visualize some of this. Otherwise, this might not make much sense because I'm going to talk as if the pictures are there, but it was still kind of long. It was like about right here or so. But it was a lot shorter than it used to be, and I remember after my girlfriend at the time actually cut it for me, and I remember after she was done, she was like, it looks a lot more boyish now. And that's still like one of my happiest like moments. And just, I remember it so vividly when she said that, and how I felt inside, just so good and stuff. So yeah, that was like my first kind of haircut. And then after that, it kind of slowly got shorter and shorter until I was ready to like do the real good haircut and make it real short. I had a little bit of trouble with that actually. I was going to a haircut place, not a barber shop, just like a haircut place, and I kept trying to explain to them I wanted it really short, and they were like afraid to cut it too short, and they were like, if we cut it shorter, or we cut it in this way, it's gonna look like a boy. And I was like thinking in my head, yeah, that's what I want, but I was like too scared and too anxious to really explain that to them. So there was a little trouble getting that across, but eventually one day I think maybe my mom went with me or something, and after like quite some time of trying to like get her on board with my whole transition and stuff like that, she finally kind of came around, and I think she actually was the one who said, yeah, that we want it to look like a boy haircut, and the hairstyle's kind of like, oh, okay, and that was when I got my first like major haircut. I don't remember what that looked like exactly. I know shortly after though I bleached it blonde, so I'll see if I can find a picture of that to kind of show how much shorter it got. But I only remember that because I was playing soccer. It was my last season of playing soccer ever on a team. It was just a little house team, but I remember playing and having my hair bleached during that, and yeah, so that was kind of how that went. Speaking of bleaching my hair, I've definitely dyed and cut my hair a lot of different ways and a lot of different colors. I kind of for a while was saying I was making up for lost time, not getting to like go through all those phases during like growing up, of trying different hairstyles and stuff that are like more boyish. So that's kind of what I did for the next few years. I tried everything and anything I could try without really growing my hair out, because I always had trouble growing my hair out after I cut it short. I've never been able to grow it out longer than like, yeah. I wanted to grow it back to here just to try it and see what it looked like with like my little bit of facial hair and like my new facial shape, but I haven't been able to do that. I always get to a point where I'm just like, I'm ready to cut it now. And so, but throughout the years, maybe I'll find some pictures to kind of throw in here. But I did different things, like I've dyed it blue once, I completely like shaved it all off once, bleached it, dyed it red. I did try like a faux hawk once. I wanted to try a mohawk, but the name for me, I couldn't do a mohawk because I didn't have enough hair in the back to do a mohawk. So I did a faux hawk, didn't really turn out how I liked it, but I tried that once. I even dyed it rainbow once with my friend. That was kind of fun and cool. But yeah, just tried a whole bunch of different hairstyles and colors, and trying to like just experience and explore all that. My favorite hairstyle I ever had, though, hair kind of cut and color, was something I did in 2017. And it was after kind of a difficult thing happened in my life, and a lot of times dyeing my hair came after or when I was going through things in my life that were difficult and not the greatest. But this one in 2017 was definitely my favorite hairstyle and haircut I've ever did. Remember, I spent like the last of my money that I had with me on this haircut. I actually took a Uber to the haircut place, got the haircut, got the hair colored actually, the hair dye. And I remember doing all the math in my head, adding it up. I would have just enough money, but then I couldn't really understand what the hairdresser was saying exactly. Couldn't quite make out what she was trying to tell me. And she asked if I wanted it straightened, and I accidentally said yes because I didn't realize that's what she was asking. And I ended up getting it straightened, and then I had to pay for that. So that took like more of my money that I wasn't prepared to spend, and I wasn't able to give as big as a tip I wanted because I had barely enough money, and I still had to Uber back. And it was a whole thing. I wish I could have given him a bigger tip even now today, but I ended up having to pay like half on my card, half in cash, and it was just a whole thing. But it's my favorite haircut. I didn't want it straightened, but there is a picture of me with it straightened. But this is when it's not straightened. This is still one of my favorite pictures of myself, my favorite hair color, my favorite hairstyle. The style isn't anything really special, but the color definitely, the half bleached, half black, I love it. I would do it again, honestly, if it weren't like just with upkeep and stuff like that, and you know the what bleaching your hair does to your actual hair texture and all that. If it weren't for all that, I'd definitely do it again. Kind of have been out of the hair dye game for a while now, but this by far was one of my favorite. Not everyone likes it. It's a very polarizing, you know, you either love it or hate it, kind of, I think, because I've gotten both reactions, but I loved it, and I actually did get a lot of people commenting on it when I was just out and about at the mall. Sometimes people tell me like they liked my hair, or like when I went to Disney World, Donald Duck was kind of confused by my hair. I think it was Donald. It was either Donald or Goofy. One of them was kind of confused by my hair, and they were like, "What's going on with that?" They didn't say that, but they were like, kind of thing. So that was fun. That was definitely one of my favorite hairstyles and color style / thing I did. So that was cool. Finally, I guess, just to kind of explain now, currently I don't do much different with my hair. I just sorry, I was just thinking, I forgot to say, I've explored with fading in, not fading it too in the past. But anyways, currently I just kind of I either sometimes go straight up where I like buzz the sides and the back straight up and then just have the like sides hang over, or I go with just the normal all even all the way around, leaning more towards buzzing the sides and back and just having it hang over. Just recently I did it all kind of the same, and I was trying to grow it out a little bit again, but it didn't really work exactly. I always get to a point where I just want to cut it, so just kind of been doing that now. Now it gets long. I need a haircut actually right now. It might go Friday, so that's that. But that's kind of what I do now. I usually go to Sports Clips, which is a haircut place mostly aimed at men, and don't have any problems there with anything. Never have. And otherwise, I'll have sometimes when I go visit him. Sometimes my brother can cut it and he'll do it for me, and I just do that to save money sometimes, so I don't have to pay for it. But other than that, that's kind of how my hair journey went and all that. So yeah, like I said, I hope I was able to give you some pictures. By now you know, and by now I know if I was able to, but I definitely would help with this video and explaining everything. So yeah, that's kind of the best I guess I got for you. That's everything. I think I might just put my favorite picture of me up again just in this video, so we're just gonna do that, and I will talk to you all next week. As always, stay strong, stay safe, stay you. I love you all. I'll talk to you soon, and peace.